So you Google what came first, the stars or the planets. Now, of course, if you've been following me for a while, you understand that this is all BS. But I want to show you guys something real quick. Did stars or planets come first? So then the chronological order would be universe, large scale, then gases, very small scale, then the galaxy, then interstellar clouds, then stars, and then planets. Okay, so according to Google, and this is exactly what NASA says too, stars came first and then planets. Well, you could just throw out Genesis chapter 1 then, right? Go read Genesis chapter 1, the very first page of the Bible. It says the exact opposite, that the stars and the sun and the moon came on the fourth day and earth was created before that. How can anybody today believe this nonsense? I want to cuss, but I'm not going to cuss. It's all completely backwards. Earth is flat, they tell you it's a ball. Earth is stationary, they tell you it's flying through space. Earth came first, they tell you the stars came first. It's all in reverse. And that's what everything is. It's all backwards. We live in a backwards world. It's all reversed. That's why when you, as far as I understand, that like the book of Satanism and stuff made by Anton LaVey and stuff, basically it tells you to do everything that you're not supposed to do. So like the 10 Commandments, you're supposed to break all the 10 Commandments. So it's all backwards. That's what this world is right now. So again, if you haven't come to the truth and the knowledge of Earth being flat, stationary, covered with the firmament or the dome, I mean, just look at just this one thing. It goes completely against the very first page of the Bible. Everything. Everything what they say goes against the Bible. And like I said, all you gotta do is go to Google and Google biblical cosmology. That's it. Or Hebrew cosmology. But just Google biblical cosmology and then click images. And you'll look at all the images of a flat, stationary earth that is covered with a dome, which is called the firmament in the Bible. And the stars and the sun and the moon are inside that, working as a clock. Looks just like a watch if you looked at it from the top. And that's what it is. And the reason that this matters is because if people knew the truth about creation and cosmology, then there would be absolutely no doubt that this was intelligently created. They might not understand right away that it was the God of the Bible, but they would know that there is higher intelligence that created this place and created us. And of course, this is exactly what they don't want people to know. And even Christians, even if you're saved, you can be preaching false things. You can be believing lies, just like this. And so, they hide the truth in unrighteousness. And this is the plan. This is the scheme. This is just one of many delusions, right? One of many deceptions, but this is the big one.
I just love it when Christians say that the Bible doesn't tell us what the shape of the earth is. But if you go to Job 38:14, where it literally says the earth takes shape like clay under a seal, the earth takes shape. Takes what? It takes shape. Like what? Like clay under a seal. What's a seal? It's a chotham, a signet ring. So you take a signet ring, you press it down in the clay, and the Bible's telling you that that's the shape the earth takes. Anything that's a physical object has its own unique shape to it, and that's what a shape is. And the Bible's using the analogy of pressing down a signet ring into clay. That's the shape you get. That's the shape of the earth. And it matches exactly the flat earth model. What a coincidence. I'm just going to completely body this entire discussion once and for all in Christianity because it's completely ignorant, and the people who are arguing for a globe obviously have no idea what they're talking about. So let's take it to Genesis 1:2. 1:2. where it says that he hovered over the face of the deep. You know, God's obviously hovering over the waters here as he's creating the earth, separating the waters above the firmament from the waters below the firmament. The firmament's a dome. It's not that hard of a concept to grasp. But what I do want you to grasp is face. He hovered over the face of the waters, over the face of the deep. Proverbs 8:27, when he set a compass upon the face of the deep. When he drew a circle upon the face. What do you use to draw a circle in mathematics? You use a compass on a flat surface to draw a circle perfectly. And from my previous video, what is a face? In geometry, a face is a flat surface. Let's take it all the way back to kindergarten geometry, where they taught you and they emphasized to you, the teacher repeated it, she emphasized it to you specifically, that a sphere has 0 faces. A sphere has 0 faces. This is a fact in geometry. A sphere has 0 faces. And then here in Acts 17:27, where it says that God made a dwelling place for us upon the face of the earth with bounds. This is possibly the ice wall that encompasses the earth, aka Antarctica. And it also says that he is not far from us, indicating that heaven is near. Heaven is not billions upon trillions of miles and light years away in a vast void galaxy of loneliness and insignificance and death, like Satan taught you. No, heaven is directly above your head, possibly only a few hundred miles away. So be comforted by that, because that's what he wants. What a coincidence that all the verses align with a flat earth and that all the verses contradict a scriptureless globe. What a coincidence that you don't have any verses for a globe. That's weird. That's really weird, you know? I think it's pretty obvious that what the Bible teaches about what the shape of the earth is, and people would rather just live in denial and listen to their science books and satanic pseudoscience that they obviously know nothing about. They think that God would make a world where we can just get hit by an asteroid at any second and his entire creation would just be for nothing and go to ruin from an asteroid. He would definitely make a world like that. That makes perfect sense, right? Okay. He wants his creation to be obvious and for you to be comforted by it. That's why he included it in Genesis 1. Jesus is king.
Going back to what the gentleman said about the bounds, around the earth, Job 26:10 actually nails it. Nails it to the wall. Says, he hath compassed the waters with bounds until the day and night come to an end. So we look up that word compassed and it just gets it. Boom. The dictionary definition for the word compassed is to go around something in a circular course. So it's just like a seal. The earth is stamped like a seal. And the ice walls are like the outer part of the seal, when it smudges up and it makes a boundary on the outside of it, just like this. This is the ice wall that we always see on the History Channel, and they always show us, right? They show plain view, plain sight, but they don't tell us what we're looking at. And this is it. This is what Job 26:10 is talking about, is that God has compassed the waters with bounds. So it's bounds for the water, right? It's a cutoff point, so to speak, at a certain point. And this is what that is. Job 26:10 Boom, straight to the point, especially when it used the word compassed. Because, I mean, you can't get around that. What is that even talking about? Well, that's talking about the ice wall. And then going back to Genesis chapter 1, talking about the firmament. Break the word down. Firm means solid. Ment means thing. There's a solid thing. And Isaiah 40:22 says that it covers the earth as a tent. As a tent for us to dwell in. A tent always has a flat bottom. And it's called heaven. Also, there's three heavens. There's the atmosphere around us. Then there's the firmament, which is heaven. And there's above the firmament, which is the third heaven. So this is what the stars, the sun, and the moon are inside. They're inside the dome, just like the Truman Show. And this is not from myself. This is exactly what Genesis chapter 1 says. It says that God put the sun, the moon, and the stars in the firmament. In the firmament. That's right. And Psalms chapter 19, verse 6 says that the sun is the one doing its circuits. If you look up the word circuit, it's a circular motion. That the sun is the one who is doing the circuits around the top of the earth. Not the other way around. Everything is inverted. But not only that, it says that the sun goes from one end of the heaven to the other, doing its circuits. How in the world does heaven have ends? Because it's talking about the firmament. Even in Genesis 1, God said that he named the firmament heaven.